lads on the sofa.
Yeah. Very comfortable. Alright.
Are we on?
Right then, bit of a change today. We're not live, and we're not outside again. Another vlog from inside the office. But I have a special guest, and it is the TOGCast's own Sam Gregory. So it might give you a rough idea what we've just been doing.
Don't let the cat out the bag.
I've been very good. I've kept it a secret.
Good.
I think I've only told one person, and then it was you that told us about.
Yeah, okay.
Before, because I was about to say, oh, you'll never guess what's going on. So when you told us, I was like, oh, yeah, Sam's going to be overloaded with northern accents then.
I am, yeah. I've been working on my pronunciation of certain words.
Yeah, I did try to scale mine back a bit. I hope you realise.
Yeah, I did. Much appreciated.
No
I understood
problem.
Everything.
Good stuff. Hopefully your listeners do as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got Sam here, and he's been very kind enough to stay on after the interview for a little interview back to him. So I've got some hard-hitting questions about podcasting and the TOGCast.
Cool.
So might as well start off with an easy one. How did it all come about then, Sam?
Oh, that is an easy one.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
I
tried to be nice.
Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't do that for you. I'm an avid podcast listener generally, but not necessarily photography actually. There's only a couple of photography ones that I listen to, and now I think that's because I don't want it to clash with what we're doing in my own brain, if you know what I mean. But how did it start was your question. I listened to lots of podcasts and I realised there wasn't really anything that I could find in the UK that was talking to different photographers in the field of photography that I like. And I thought, why not? I'll do it. I'm fairly proactive with things like that. If I think there's a gap or...
jump in.
Yeah, and it wasn't really even a commercial thing of a gap. It was just that I'd like to listen to it.
Yeah, so therefore I'm going to do it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But I kind of wanted to do it with somebody for a couple of reasons. One, it just gives it a different vibe. A lot of the podcasts...
conversation. Well, I find that with the live streams, it's me.
Yes.
And a few people in the chat room.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to have another audio input to keep me going, if
the
nothing
voices
else.
In our heads, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got you now know what the voices in my head are like.
But yeah, and I thought if we've got somebody else doing it with me, and we've got two people doing interviews, not just me every time, because everyone could get quite sick of me. Yeah, because
Paul will give a different type of slant.
Exactly.
Things,
So it keeps it fresh. So I just had to find the right person to do it with, and after a little bit of thinking and backwards and forwards, I basically got hold of Paul, who I didn't really know.
Right.
We'd met once before, and I said, look, this is my idea. I think you'd be perfect, because I'd seen him talk and all the rest of it. And I said, just give me, let's just do it for a few months, see how it goes. And actually, it's quite funny, I can tell you this, because he said, I'm sure he won't mind. He said, well, look, we're not really friends. Like, we don't know each other.
Yeah.
So he says, I don't mind doing it, because if in 3 months no one's listening or we don't like it, I'm not going to feel weird about saying, let's not do it anymore.
Yeah.
And actually, it was a sensible thing to say, because neither of us had any particular affinity with each other from the past. Obviously, that's now quite different, but it was good, and that's how we got started, and off we went. And
because I was thinking, well, knowing both of your names like before the TOGCast came along, the whole you just kind of maybe you'd met quite a few times and were good buddies. Like,
I mean, we are now.
Yeah, obviously we would have to be.
Yeah. But no, back then, we had a very loose relationship, as it were.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Right then. Well, now the heavy-hitting ones.
All right.
Podcasting's a little bit different storage-wise than just not like normal video and website and data. These subscription kind of setups, isn't it? So it can be quite expensive. Is it?
I'd say the most expensive part is the microphones and the audio equipment, rather than actually the feed supply.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we use Podbean to host the podcast, which then feeds to iTunes and various other places. Podbean's not expensive. It's a lowish monthly cost. A bit
so it is like a monthly...
Yeah, it's a bit like Lightroom. You know what I mean? You pay monthly. But yeah, the expensive bit is... It's a bit like... cameras or printers, what you do is you buy some cheap stuff at the beginning,
Yeah.
then you realise you need something better, so you buy something in the middle,
Yeah.
and then you realise you should have just gone straight in and bought the better stuff at the beginning. So we are now, as we record this, we've just upgraded some mics because the sound quality needs to be really good, but we also wanted something portable.
Yeah.
Because we're often doing it in situ like we are now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So actually, that's where we've spent the most money is on the microphones.
On the gear.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll come to gear in a minute.
Okay. Sorry.
That's all right. Why Podbean?
Why Podbean?
Yeah.
Because
there's plenty of there's a good few services out there, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember why. To be honest, I think I contacted a few people who run podcasts.
Right.
And actually, amazing. Even a couple of people who run very busy podcasts, and they replied to me. 'Cause if you don't ask,
yeah, you don't get.
Yeah, exactly.
Shy Bairns getting out is what we say.
Exactly, Shy Bairns getting out, lovely. And so they replied to me, and I just looked at it, and it kind of, it's fun, isn't it? You just think, yeah, that looks easy to use, I'll go for it. Whereas some of them looked terribly complicated, and I'm not particularly tech savvy.
Right.
So we just ran with it, and it's been fine. I've had no outages or anything weird.
Good stuff. I don't know whether it's a Podbean thing, but the TOGCAST is like just website or through the Podbean service itself. Is there any plans to go to Spotify and these kind of things? I know there's probably more financial stuff involved. Is there? I don't know. I'm not a podcaster.
No, I mean I'm quite a lazy podcaster because it feeds through iTunes, so we know quite
the Apple side of things.
Yeah, a reasonable number of that is taken care of. Stitcher and a couple of other things I need to basically get onto, and I haven't yet.
Right.
I would assume there is a cost involved, and I think there's even a minimum numbers thing, which I suspect we're doing, but I'm not quite sure. And there's things like SoundCloud and whatever, but I'm not sure whether that actually translates to more listeners or whether more people just split over listening to it on different things. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It's just, obviously I listen to a few podcasts out there, and it's also, you can hear us on Stitcher and Spotify and TuneIn, and they're listing them all off. And then like when you go to looking for the TOGCAST latest episode, I mean the app I use is Podcast Addict on my phone.
Yeah.
Which you're on there fine because it pulls off the iTunes.
Yes,
system.
A lot of them do.
Yeah. But some like TuneIn doesn't.
Okay.
I looked for you this afternoon on that. It wasn't Spotify. You're not on there.
No.
So there's the odd one.
No, I know we need to get on it. Actually, by the time this comes out, we might be. No, we do need to. No, and it's
crack on, Sam.
Yeah, all right. Okay, I'll do it.
Another distribution type thing. Have you ever thought about using your YouTube channel to do, like, just keep it obviously audio, but just have like a static video thing as another, because that quite often for me to listen to not listen to a podcast, but some of the content I consume on YouTube are podcasts, and it's either guys sitting around a table with a camera or it's just a static screen and it's just the audio side of things.
That's interesting. I had thought about it, and I thought that nobody would do that, but I'm probably wrong. And it's interesting because obviously you think about YouTube as a visual thing, but I understand as well that often people have it on in the background, and so
quite often I'll be watching YouTube, but I've got Lightroom in front of it. Yeah. So it's just running in the browser and it's coming through the speakers, and it saves us having to put on another device.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably a sensible thing to do, and it unfortunately just shows
more work, obviously.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I know there is that. It probably just shows that we've probably paid more attention to other parts of the podcast when actually, and there's probably things like that, which is really interesting just to hear from people that I should probably be getting on with as well. But it is a time thing, This is
exactly.
one small,
one little bit of your time.
Yeah. But
you've got to.
It's interesting. It's good to know, and I'm happy to be rejigged to go and do some of these things.
Good stuff. Equipment then, the gear side of things. Everybody likes a bit of gear talk. So, what's? I mean, I've just seen the what's involved on the recording side of the stuff.
Yeah. So, you've seen a little bit of the sort of mobile setup. So we use some Rode SmartLav mics, which Paul and I tend to carry a couple of each. That either just goes into a little Zoom or a little Yamaha recorder or whatever. I have got what's like a studio setup, so I've got the Rode tabletop mics, which can go through a mixer and into my laptop if we're doing group stuff or whatever. And I've also got a Rode. I mean, geez, you'd think Rode would be giving me something by now, but they're not. I've got a Rode. Now you're asking NT57 USB, something like that, which I use on my desk at home to do the intros. And so there's a fair amount of microphones going on, and in terms of the editing, I use Reaper. Right. To do the editing.
Have you seen this Rode Podcaster board? Mixer board type of thing.
Yeah.
Any temptation there?
Yeah, I mean, I think Rode probably, their stock price must have soared since I've been doing podcasts anyway. I'm not sure I want to give them more money.
Maybe
I shouldn't say it on here. I feel it's a bit expensive.
Yeah, I think it was over £500.
Yeah.
So it's quite pricey for...
And I think if Paul and I were in a studio where we recorded every week and we wanted to just go out with it ready, I would definitely invest in it. I think it is a good bit of kit. Mm-hmm. But the problem we have is everything I buy once, I have to buy again. Because I have to buy me one and Paul one.
To do it all.
And suddenly it's
£1,000. Yeah, exactly. Very expensive.
Yeah, and I'd rather spend that on the mics.
Yeah, well, that's the important thing, with it being audio and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways, you've probably got your work cut out with my interview we've just done, but is there a lot of heavy editing involved?
So if we talk about it from an editorial point of view as opposed to a technical point of view, I don't do huge amounts of editing at all. Mm-hmm. So I mean, when I say that, I mean I'm not cutting out swathes of chat particularly. There are occasions when I do that if I feel
it's going nowhere.
Or if we're repeating something, and there is always a danger of that because of the kind of niche world we're in. Sometimes there's technical issues. Someone comes in, something happens. So
thankfully the phone never rang or anything.
No,
I did leave my mobile outside the room.
I've forgotten to switch mine off a few times, but and some of the editing is just on cleaning up the audio levels and things like that. But no, I don't spend a huge amount of time. I would say within a couple of hours I get an episode out.
All right.
And the interviews are normally 45 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm pretty quick though now.
Yeah, well, you've had 50 odd episodes at the current mark, then you'll be getting pretty proficient at it by now.
Hopefully. And I don't think I've left in any total weird... occasionally you listen to a podcast, don't you? And
you're thinking,
and you hear they
should have edited that one out, surely, but they haven't,
Or there's a big clunk in the sound, and I don't think I've done that yet, but I'm sure people will tell me if I have.
Well, exactly, you'll be straight away, be like, oi!
Yeah.
So, you've already had some big names on it. If I missed a wait on it. Well, he's interviewed Paul one as well. He's one, Doug's been on it, Valda's been on it. You had Nick Danziger, the other previous one.
Colin Pryor.
Yes, yeah. I have listened to pretty much all of them. So, and I know at the current time of recording, you've got Ben Horn in the next one.
We do.
Didn't know who got the job of going out to see him.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because I don't recall him ever coming across to the UK.
No, I couldn't fly him here, and I couldn't fly myself there either. We actually. Interesting point. We do tend to go to people. Well, not tend to. We do always.
Yeah.
But we understood that it would be quite nice to have some people, not from the UK, and so we found a technical solution, which I'm hoping you don't ask me because I actually can't remember it because I've only used it twice, and it was before Christmas, and I've been all around the world since then, so my brain's scrambled. Yeah. But we found a technical solution actually that Ben switched me on to be fair.
Right.
And I used my desktop mic. He used his. It's actually better than those lapel. It's literally better audio than being with someone. Yeah. However, why I like to come and see people and why Paul agreed is that we get a different sort of conversation.
Yeah.
And we make a connection, and it's all about a community. Oh, yeah. And now, if we bump into each other somewhere,
exactly.
You know who I am.
How you doing, Sam?
Exactly. Yeah.
Good stuff.
So I would prefer to go to people, but the budget doesn't quite allow.
Well, I was going to say, not everybody's within range, but over the internet or over phone line or whatever, everybody's in range, really.
Yeah, but I was keen for us not to just start doing loads of things on Skype because I'd seen and heard a lot of things like that, and the audio is so important, and I'm not saying we get it right all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm totally hands up on that, but I think we've always been on the better end of it with some errors, because it's not what we do. But a lot of those Skype things are just really crap. I'm sorry.
I was listening to one this afternoon. Well, it was one of these YouTube ones with just a static screen, and you could obviously one guy was recording it at home
Yeah.
with his own setup, and then it was somebody phoning in,
Yeah.
and it was just such a change that it became jarring. And
Yeah.
5 minutes of that, and you're like, I'm never
No.
abort.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I think I want us to avoid that, and we've now found this solution, which is really, really good. So
Excellent, good stuff. So yeah, I mean, you've had some big names. You got Ben Horn coming up. Who would be your number one choice that you would love to have on that you haven't secured? You haven't got in the back catalogue waiting yet.
yeah, there are a few in that I can't say. It's a difficult one because I don't want to show favouritism. I'm playing the diplomatic card. I would really like Michael Kenner.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say,
Yeah, and he would be fantastic to get on, and maybe we will.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one or two others which I can't say because we're kind of already having conversations with. But let's go with Michael
Kenner. Yeah, I think I would like to hear from him as well. So
yeah,
I'm up for listening to that one when you secure him.
Okay, well, no pressure.
I'm sure you're going to be around for several years yet.
Well, I hope so. And if you're out there, go and tell Mr. Kenner. No, don't. He should come on the TOGCAST.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could come on one of my live streams.
Yeah. Do you want to back of the keys, Sunshine?
Oh yeah, exactly. Right, I think the other thing. When you and Paul are never together in the intro, or very rarely.
Rarely.
And everything sounds brilliant though. What's the technology behind? I know you probably just said, but
no. It's interesting you say it sounds brilliant. Thank you. When we did the feedback recently, that 90% or 95% of people said similar things. There was the odd person who said otherwise. Let's just say, that's cool. Can't keep everybody happy. The technology used to be, and the reason I'm pausing is because we've just changed.
Right.
It was part of this mic upgrade thing.
Yeah.
We've changed how we do it recently. So we used to just have the lapel mics.
Yeah.
And we'd call each other because originally, the plan was that we would always be in the same place at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I used to live in Hertfordshire. He lives in Kent. I used to travel in and out of London a bit more, and I thought very naively that we would get a chance to meet up once a month to record 2 intros and outros.
Yeah.
Because I was conscious of getting the quality of the audio right. Mm. However, I moved to Dorset, and we both realised that we're both commonly in different parts of the world or whatever. Yeah. It wasn't going to happen. So we did it like that, where I would call and then I would set a sync point and I'd sync it in the edit. It wasn't great because if there's a delay on the call, that can cause me a problem in the edit, and it was being a bit of a hassle. Mm. Now we use the same technology that I used to call Ben Horn, and it records at both ends, and I get a final file, so I don't have to sync anything anymore, which saves me a
lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much the interrogation as
that was easy.
I wish my interrogation was as easy. No, that's great, Sam. Thank you very much for coming on the video.
You're very welcome.
And so, if you've got anything to promote,
straight down the barrel. No, I would say actually firstly thank you because you've mentioned the show on your videos I've seen before. So thank you.
Very welcome. I always enjoy them.
Good man. And if there are people out there who listen, and you've got things you would like to hear from us or constructive criticism.
Nobody likes negative criticism.
I don't mind. If it's constructive, it's fine. We're trying our best, There's things we could do better, we know. But I think we've provided a good number of hours of free content.
When it comes down to it, we're all, like my live stream, they're all free. This video is free.
Yeah.
And
hopefully people feel part of the TOGCAST family, and we're going to do more. And videos and things this year, so no,
good stuff.
It's good.
Yeah, because you had the survey a little while back of suggestions of what to do and whether to diversify down various things.
We're kind of going on a bit here, but if you're allowed, it came up because okay, fine. You'll never hear this.
Maybe.
No, I wanted to and Paul did, we wanted to both bring different genres of people into the conversation. Not too often, but like we had the Nick Danziger episode, which I hope was interesting. We had a lot of feedback saying people like that, and there'll be more of the odd thing like that, just because we need to keep it fresh-ish. So no, any ideas you want to hit us with, go for it, and I shall give them all my due attention.
Good stuff. Yeah. So listen, TOGCAST, pretty much a new episode every fortnight, isn't it?
Every couple of weeks, pretty much, and the TOGCAST.com. Or you can find us on iTunes, and after our conversation today, you might find us on Stitcher and a few other places. But yeah, TOGCAST.com, we try to push everyone through there.
Good stuff. And also Sam's a very talented photographer as well. Some beautiful Italian work from the Dolomites.
I try. Well, it helps.
Very Kenner-esque as well.
Oh, really? Oh, crikey.
Them black and whites.
That's a very complimentary thing to say. It helps having an Italian girlfriend.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
It means you regular holidays over that way.
Exactly. Some
stuff.
other parts of that are different in other ways. But no, thank you. Yeah, and it's all about the photography.
Good stuff. So do follow Sam on all the social medias. Because there are plenty out there.
There are.
Was it usually Sam Gregory?
At Sam Gregory Pics on Twitter and similar on Instagram. Just Sam Gregory, you'll find me. There's a New Orleans wedding photographer called Sam Gregory, but I am now above him on Google. Brilliant.
Well, good stuff. Well, that's why most of the time I'm Andrew S. Gray.
Yes.
Because there's that many Andy Grays out there.
Yes, the footballer.
Yeah, there's a few footballers, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is.
One very average cricket player, as I found
obviously, yes. And a horrendous photographer as well.
No, it's not true.
No, actually, there is another Andy Gray, because I've had the amount of print inquiries I've had about his work.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, did you even go to my website to look for that shot of Eileen Donnan Castle? Because I haven't even been there.
You should offer to be his remote printer or something. Take a cut, you'll be fine.
Good do. So anyway, thanks again, Sam.
No worries, mate. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll see you on the next video, whenever that'll be. Thanks now. Bye. Grant.
Cool.
Hopefully that recorded.